Good morning. And here we go. Yeah, so today I'm thinking active volcano slash lava flow on a brand new colony world. I posted up on Mastodon a first pass at what the landscape and an atmosphere for this new place is going to look like, but we'll get into making something for really reals now. Um, and yeah, so world-wise, it's they called a super Earth. It's about 25,000 kilometers in radius, so about twice the size of Earth, with coincidentally twice the gravity. And this planet is quite cold. It's basically like Antarctica around the entire globe, with very little orbital axis tilt. So seasons pretty much the same. It's just colder up at the poles and warmer at the equator, and the equator gets to just below freezing, and the poles somewhere between -50 and -80 Celsius is average. So yeah, cold. Oh, and toxic environment, so unbreathable atmosphere, and lots of volcanoes. So that's the planet we're making. Um, let's get started. Which someone has now said they don't like to hear from streams, but I don't know. Got to say something to kind of focus and move on. All right. So, couple ways we could build the terrain. We could start with A&T landscape and build a high volcano looking thing, but I actually think I want to focus more on like the lava flow on this one. So let's go with more the way with the auto terrainer we've been going lately. And S and 10, so 20 meter square. Maybe not quite that much. S 5, 10 meter square. Let's put a person in just to sort of keep a good sense of where the hell we're doing and how wide things are. With your name, Toxic Tuba, I can't imagine why. Yeah, no, it should be a cool place. I mean, I guess differentiating from the last planet with the corrosive atmosphere, in that technically, if you could handle the cold, you could go out with an air breather and not die. But I think most people outside are going to still be wearing pressure suits just because the combination of the freezing and the toxic means you might as well just wear a pressure suit. That was kind of my idea. Plus, I like using these pressure suit models that I've had. So, all right. So there's our person. Let's start editing our terrain. I think I want the lava flow to be about this wide, maybe a little wider. So maybe like about that wide. And keep that flat. So that's going to be our flow area. And then we can just come up. I like having bumps. Let's see if we can go like that and that and that. Yeah, most of those are from the big, medium, small kit from Jama and Friends, but they're just great models for characters. So they're if you're gonna make something, it's just cool to have. I like to have my terrains have a little bit of a dip at the far side, because that way when you look at them, they don't just look like they cut off. The lighting will arc down a bit too. So that's why I'm doing it that way. We're gonna have just a gentle upslope. The gentlest of upslopes. There we go. Cool. Looks right. And let's go to the gentlest of downslopes here. So this is kind of going to be what we're looking at. Oh yeah, I love doing cloth sims, but that stuff can get tedious. Actually, for pressure suits, you're probably better off sculpting in ZBrush, and then or something like ZBrush. I think that that's probably a better use of your time. Cloth sims are great for like shirts and jackets and pants. Although even that sculpting is good too. If it don't flap, sculpt it. um, okay, let's save. But I do like cloth sims. They're fun to play with. Okay. Saved. Now, maybe I'm just gonna make this just a little longer, just because I don't want to keep it flat. And we'll go all the way like that. Cool. We'll add a few cups just to keep it roughly the same. Okay, so there's our terrain, or the start of our terrain. Getting a lot of beeps. And I like it. It's looking pretty good. I want to maybe mess it up a little bit. So I think, let's see. Let's just go with 1 and turn on proportional and G. I'll make it bigger so we can maybe warp these around just a bit. Often I want you kind of want your edges to line up straight most of the time, but sometimes it's just not as helpful. That's a little better. Now let's do the same thing kind of vertically here. Okay. That gives us more of a varied looking terrain that I think will help us more as we get into this. Okay, save again and make sure our rotation scale is set. Now the first, I'm thinking that this path down here is going to be our lava flow, like I said. So I want to mask it as a vertex group, assign it, and call it detail, because that's what the geometry node uses. Yep, that's assigned. So now let's go grab our geometry nodes. And terrain generator, auto rocky desert, best geometry nodes I have yet to use in my process. Grab them and add the modifier and add terrain. And yep, looking pretty good already. Now let's edit, not a compositor geometry. And we need to unmute these 2 nodes here. And that flattens that area back down again. Gives us what we need. Looking pretty good as well. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to work, but this was my idea. I'm going to insert an edge loop right near the end of that. Take that far, and then run over here, right near the end. Then I'm going to grab this and this. And I am going to duplicate it. P, duplicate it, and then P by selection. So now I should have just a piece like that. Yep, and that. Cool. Now let's take this section here and add a modifier. Well, first off, let's just add a modifier, solidify. Make it bigger. Put it above that geometry node. And now if we turn back on that geometry node, we get something like that. And we turn back on this one, something like that. It's looking very flat though still. Let's see. I'm gonna try adding in a subdivision above the solidify. Does it give us anything? No. Let's apply it and apply it. Let's see what that's doing now. Okay. So interesting that we're not getting any the bumps that we were getting. Oh, because it's still got those I'm silly. Detail. Turn off detail. There we go. Much better. Lava flow. Looking cool. That's actually looking really cool. That's pretty much what I was hoping would work. Okay. Now, terrain time. So let's see. I think I like this one. It looks like a lava plain with more lava on top of it, which is, what it should do. So let's apply this one. We'll leave this one dynamic still. But our land, let's apply it. Okay. Now we can give it a terrain, or a shader, sorry. And I made one yesterday that I liked. Did I save it? I thought I saved it. Maybe I did not. Don't think I did yet. Well, I mean, I saved it, but I didn't save it over here. Okay, I'll have to load it. Shouldn't be a lot of them. F4, append, and we're going to go to Prison Planet Terrain, and Material, and Snow on Volcanic Rock is what I called it. Cool. Still need to put it into my asset browser, which I'm going to move off of the stream so I can see everything. And close. But now we can Snow on Volcanic Rock. Let's see what it looks like. Pretty cool, except I don't want it to have snow right next to our lava field. And for that, we need to use something else that I made. Which is another geometry node, which vertex group to attribute. So we'll bring it in. And yes, vertex group we're going to call was detail, and shader we'll call it rock or melted snow. MS, melted snow. Okay. So it's going to take that detail vertex group we created here and let us access it in the shader editor. So come over to shading and get out of Eevee. This Eevee is the devil. And first, let's select everything U and Smart UV or Cube Project UV, so it looks a little bit better. Yeah, that's better. Now, on this material, we should now have the ability to grab an attribute, and it should be called melted snow. And cool, we've got it. And here, so dark is rock, light is snow. So we need to reverse this one. Invert. Cool. And then take these two up to here, and this one, and join them together. And multiply. 100%. Cool. Is good. So now, where there's near where our rocks, our snow, or our lava, we go back to having no snow. And I think that that will work nicely. We might tweak it a little bit, but that's kind of what it looks like from what I saw in the Google image search. Is okay. Yeah, that's looking cool. And now I think we are going to wind up doing some human stuff on the side of this, just because this isn't going to take that long, because it's going very well, which is nice. I want to actually take this terrain. Let's see. I want to, let's just solo it. Grab the bottom. That's got to get the whole thing. I don't want the whole thing. Shift G by normal. And give us more. Okay. Yeah, cool. None of the top. We're good. And GZ. Turn off proportional. There we go. I just want to touch directly to the bottom. So it's not, that might even be a bit much, although we can actually go up now. Like that. That's kind of okay. Anything else we want to do to it? Maybe we'll come in here and turn back on proportional editing. And G. Just adjust it a little bit. I feel like perfect is the enemy of good on these. So I'm just going to create a few things where it's not perfect. And maybe I'm giving it too much. That's quite possible. Let's see. You can't even really tell, but I just didn't want it to look too square on the edge. That seems all right to me. Save. We're getting ready where we're going to apply this thing. And once we do that, we can't change too much more on it. So I just want to make sure we like it. I think we're going to like it. Apply it. So now we can go through and make a new terrain for it, or a new shader. I keep wanting to say terrain, a new shader for it. I don't have a lava shader. We could do it 100% procedurally. It's not that hard, but let's see if we can't use one from textures.com that I downloaded some stuff for. Go to the shader editor, and we're going to get rid of the auto landscape, and we're going to create a new one and call it lava flow. And Shift Control T, Come on. Was it control? No. Why are you not giving it to me? Control T? Yeah, no. Shift Control T. There we go. Shift Control T. And textures. Rocks. Lava. Lava 3. Let's try these. We get. It's kind of interesting. It's not right, but it's kind of interesting. A, U. It's just a cube projection. Better. And we're not going to use displacement because we actually kind of made it all rocky on our own. So let's get rid of that and replace it with just a bump into a normal. Right. Yeah, I mean, kind of liking it. What is our emission? Yep, emission strength. Let's just pump it up to 3, make it a bit brighter. That looks kind of sweet. I wonder what would happen if we up the scale just a little bit. Let's scale it to like 0.5. Get bigger. I think 0.5 is too much. 0.75 seems okay. All right, and of course, as soon as I'm like, I'm not going to do this procedurally, now I'm kind of like, but I kind of want to add a little bit more to it procedurally. Wouldn't mind a little bit more lava glow. Although this isn't bad. Hard to say. Ooh, I don't like C1. Maybe instead of this, I want to change it to, let's see, flat box, blend of 1, box, blend of 1, box, blend of 1, box, blend of 1, and box, blend of 1. And then we come over here and change mapping to, I think it's object. And our scale is way foobarred. So we need to make the scale of like 0.01. That might be too much. 0.1, not enough. 3, 0.03. That's better. I'm trying to get it so, yeah, that's better. I want to get rid of some of those bad digital artifacting when it was changing angles, and the blend helps with that a lot. I think that's looking way better. It's also giving us more red too, which I like. So call that a win. Yeah. Yep. And now, what do we want to do next? I think while I'm grabbing things from that other file, I'm going to grab the fog as well. Append and objects. Dan Weather 6 atmosphere. So this is a fun fog because it actually does it. You can't really see right now, but let's see. If I were to change my background color to dark, and I'll make a kind of go with a dark blue on this planet, I think. A dark blue, and add a sun. And on our sun, let's make it a radiance of 3 and color of like 85. It's a cold thing. GZ. See if you can tell. A little you can. The smoke changes color depending on the height. And you can't see it super well right now, though. Let's make sure I'm doing it right. Make sure it came across okay. That's kind of neat looking. Yeah, you can. So if you look at this, you can see there's actually 2 colors, and based off of height, that's an old one. I'll keep that in there. Adjust it. So if we look at this, that is our dividing line. And I think I want to make the black go up a little bit more. Make everything with the white go a bit more too. And I think I just want to make this one have a little bit more roughness. So like 0.1, 0.5. There we go. GZ. The whole thing down. So we should be kill the surface. Go surface. Yeah. It doesn't need to be that high either because this terrain is not as high as the last one I was working with, but we're getting there. Yep. Okay, it's starting to be there. 3 GZ. Bring it down to like that. Next, bring it out. Next, bring it out. And we're getting into this. That's kind of what we're looking for. Might be a little heavy on this one, but I think that's kind of what we're looking for. Cool. Let's save. Let's go ahead and set up. We're doing great timing wise. This went really fast. This gives us lots of room to play with other things. So let's keep playing. First, let's set up the camera just so I have one set up and I can use it later. Photographer. All right, Alexa, anamorphic. Yes, but we need to change our camera clip at the end to like 500. Yeah, that's good. And resolution. There we go. So this is what we're looking at. And I think my sky is still a little too bright in the world. Yes. Let's bring that down. Like that. It's quite dark now. We're actually picking up some blue from the cloud more than from anything else. I think that's pretty neat looking. I feel like that's given us sort of the structure that we want. think I need something with a little bit more fidelity right here in the foreground, if that's what we choose to use. The mass saturation spell, yeah, indeed. Um, but let's see. I'm gonna turn off the atmosphere. I mean, it's kind of just neat looking, just like that. Um, but yeah, this is a little too low poly, just because it's set across our whole sky. Let's see if there's something we can do about that. Save. I'm going to see if I can use one of the Astronova terrains that are set for Mars and then adjust the texture and see what it looks like. Big beams, Astronova, environment, foreground assets. Let me grab a rock group. Um, Something like this one. Bring it in. And we'll let it think. Alt R, get rotated right, scale it up. Let's just drop it into, even though it doesn't matter, because I probably won't see the edges, I just kind of want to get it to line up so it lines up right. Because I'm weird like that. That might be too far. Okay. I like it there. I'm just gonna, just because I'm absolutely just a freak. Sculpt mode and elastic deform. And just bring down those edges so they're underneath the snow. And while I'm at it, maybe I'll just deform it out a little bit so it's not exactly the same rock every time. Okay, cool. Object mode. Now let's see if we give it our snow on volcanic rock texture. Let's see what it looks like. That kind of fits at least that way. Let's see. I would say that works. That's kind of cool. And I'm just going to move this into its own group. Okay. I think all that's left is for us to start building some structures then. Because clearly we got the time. Or, well, we do a little more. I want to go back past the edge here, up here, and see about doing something else too. Let's use another one of the big, medium, small assets. Bring it to like that. And just back a little bit. Okay. Now let's change it to the same material. I love procedural terrain. It's going to mostly be blocked by that anyway, but let's see. Can we see anything? Does it help us in any way? It's just mostly a darkening of things from that camera, or that sun angle anyway. That's okay. You see, actually, the blue is in the smoke or the fog. It's not a white fog, which I don't want it to be, so that's fine. But the other thing it lets us know is that anything back that far is essentially invisible to us. So if we want to put a kind of a I could speak object, turn off the fog. I need to put it like right here-ish and not much further than that, or there. All right. So what kind of a building? And obviously we can change our camera angle and adjust anything else too, so it doesn't have to be whatever. But I think we're gonna build just like a little kind of watchtower kind of vibe. Where's our guy? Buried underneath tons of lava. No. Yep, basically. Up to his neck in the lava. Let's bring him up here. Okay. And so, high gravity world, which doesn't necessarily mean buildings won't be tall, but it means probably people are not climbing a lot of stairs. Clambering is going to be tiring and dangerous, and misstepping off a stair could literally like snap your ankle at this point. So something to keep in mind. Let's create a cylinder. And I was contemplating, I don't know if I'll survive to multiple, but an architecture based on pentagrams. So something like that. The radius of, say, 6 meters for this guy. And a depth of 3, 3 being one floor, 4 being one floor. So say 8. It's a 2-story, very boxy looking building. I'm just kind of laying it to where I would want it from this angle. I think that's good. And bring it up a little bit. That was just where I wanted it in reference to the lava flow. Save. Alrighty, so let's see what we're going to do to this thing. I have not really given this planet's architecture a huge amount of thought yet, which is one of the reasons why I didn't start with just buildings. Kind of trying to get a sense of the world too. But let's bring that in. Do we want to make a like our windows be like that? That could be kind of cool. Let's go back to that. Let's do one more. There. So we can select that and that. Control bevel. Bring them in. I mean, it could. That's certainly one option. Domes, undersea cities, that works. I haven't really decided just how much pressure the atmosphere has. It's just high gravity, so it might not be a tremendously dense atmosphere. I haven't decided. But of course, the other thing is that we're looking at a sci-fi culture that has anti-gravity and hyperdrive ships. So really, we can make it look like whatever we want. But I was thinking undersea domes, and certainly like some of the stuff I'm looking at. We're going to want probably moving sidewalks versus walkways. One of the ideas I had for internals is probably work and sleep spaces might well be submerged so that you are supported by buoyancy from water. So they might actually mostly live underwater to try and deal with that. Or not underwater, but like up to their necks in water just to spread out the gravity. From what I saw on Google, yes, I did research because I'm a huge nerd. 2Gs for humans is unpleasant and can be dangerous if you're not careful, but they think we could probably live with it with minor health problems, even with today's equipment. So we'd probably wear out faster, and my guess is lots of wheelchairs for old people. But I don't know. But one thing I am thinking, if there's snow and there's anywhere this planet is cold and relatively dry. It's about 30 to 40% ocean, but ocean being frozen. But near volcanoes and the heat, you're going to get precipitation. So, and the snow is going to be heavy, so we probably want pointy roofs. all that being said, um, face, poke face. Um, no, we don't want proportional on. So a pointy roof, I think, is going to be important. Oh yeah, so other thing about this planet, it started and still mostly is a penal colony. So what that is going to mean for me is that unlike the last two colonies I've been working on, which were sort of based off of cultural settlement, this one is not. So there's not going to be, it's not like they are Korean or they are Arabic or they're whatever the galaxy dumps on them. So we're not really going to be thinking about it so much in terms of like this should be architecture that looks like or any of that kind of thing. It's going to be much more utilitarian and much more based just around a sort of homogenized view of humanity. But yeah, okay. So that's the start of our tower. And save again. I can't remember if I did. Do we want to bling it with plating now? That could be the next best thing. Let's just select that side and this side and that. Our three loops and try plate and sets and see what we get. Subdivide it and max depth of 0.5. Yeah, it's too much. 0.25. And thickness like that. Cool. And subdivide it a few more times. Because we all know that silly random inset cuts make something look sci-fi. Yeah. So that feels good. I think the other thing we'd see is probably on this world more pipes than cables because things are going to be hardened against gravity. Um, that works there. I believe I'm good with that. So let's do that then. Let's make ourselves a pipe. I'm just going to make it by hand this time just because. Circle. So let's make ourselves a couple of pipes. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's select this one and this one. Q, circle. Okay, and then 3, E, I, E. Now, 1, at the bottom. I think it's close enough for folk. Shift S2, 3, and let's try using the spin tool. I don't think, yeah, it's the wrong way. X, Y, yes. Control. Ooh, no, I'm not doing both at the same time. Oh no, that's also not right. Interesting. Why? The spin tool. Let's see. Rotation scale, just to make sure. Global. Yeah. Or normal. Let's go to normal. And Z. No. X. No. Yeah, Z. No. There we go. Y. I don't know why it's not coming down vertically. I don't guess I super care, but it should though. Let's see. Let me try one more time. Active tool. Oh, let's see. Axis 0. No, that should work. Angle 90. Still not doing it right though. Am I not on the bottom of it? Let's see. I'm spending a lot of time doing this. I don't remember exactly how this tool works. I always try to use it, but let's see. 2. I don't think my circle's exactly lined up around the bottom either. Let's just see what happens. Shift S2. If we do it from there. I don't know why. Whatever. Well, let it be angled. I don't care. Yeah, that's it. I can't confess I understand why it's doing that, but I don't guess I care either. So it really doesn't matter to me. So let's not worry about it so much. Also 90. Cool. It's actually maybe even neat that they don't go straight. I'll stick to that story. Okay, so that gives us that. And now we should be able to, let's see, 2, select that one. No, let's just do one at a time. Well, no. Let's do one at a time. And let's do what do I do? Hide. Hide. There we go. Now we can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Q, curve extract. Bring them up. There we go. And we set our width to a radius of 0.05. Cool. And then do the same on the other side. Hide. 2, 2, 3, 4. Q, curve, radius 0.05. There we go. Just wanted to add some more pipes and stuff to it for interest. Okay. Spent a lot of time doing it, but we got it. Then we're going to come in here. Let's start doing some materializing. Our basic building material on this one, as per normal for me, will be concrete. Because, well, I just like plascrete. Let's use this dirty concrete. The material. Cool. Then let us come here. Solo. Alt hide. 3. Off by 1. Okay, grab those. That's going to be a different material. Assign it. And we'll say that's going to be, I don't know. It's orange. And just to play right now, I'm going to come back into my world, make a new one, and bring it way up Just default it so I can see. Now that orange is too rough. Let's try the yellow instead. Yellow's better. Cool. And then maybe these can be orange. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. That's fine. Because these are still Bezier curves, I can come back and add some flanges to it. Heavy flange. And the radius is going to be 0.1. We don't want it on, we want it on the body and on the caps. And we're going to say amount 3. And let's do the same thing over here. The third one, that one might go underneath, right? Yeah. But that's fine. Okay. Like it. Save it. And let's just join those together and give it just a straight up metal sheeting. Tab A, U, cube projection. Okay. Cool. Now, windows. Let's make these windows actually look like windows, at least from a distance. Shift G, coplanar. Cool. Add a new one, assign it. And starships, lights and windows. And we're definitely going to need to tweak these on the UVs. And we can definitely do that. Is that working for us? Pretty well. Got some empties. Yeah, I'm good with that. That works for me. Give us a bit of light too, which should be cool. Come back over to our layout. Now let's play with our roof some more. I think our roof is going to be a different material. But I'm not sure what. Maybe metal sheeting? Let's see, is it like, did we base this one off of a starship? Could be. 7. U, smart UV project. Let's see if that looks all right. No, that looks awful. U, sphere project. No, that also looks awful. 3. Ah, undo. What did I do? There we go. 1. U, cube project. This is the problem with using 5-sided things. It's often hard to line them up well. But I think we're going to do it okay. Let's try one more. U, cylinder. Cylinder might be okay. Let's see what the UVs look like. A, R90. bring it in. I don't know why those ones are weird, but let's see. Kind of like to here. No, I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. Um, I do like that yellow though. R180. Can I do something like this? SY. I like that ring. That's cool. This stuff up here, less fond of. Can we just scale it into something like that? I can live with that, particularly if we play with it some more. Okay. So we're getting our building in place. And I imagine we're going to get some different views because I don't think this is going to be right the first time. Let's kit bash some more stuff onto our building. Well, first off, maybe before we do that, that's kind of a cool shape. Play insets. Can we not? No, I don't think so. I do want to do something to it though. Let's grab one more. Grab all that. And Alt-E on normals and up one. And then minus Alt-E on normals. We're going to go for that it's going to actually be kind of Asian looking, but it's not a bad anti-snow way of doing things, so that's fine. We're getting that pagoda look that's kind of interesting. No, I dig that. That's cool. Now our building, is it going to have snow on it or not? That is another excellent question. Let's see. I don't think I have it turned on, but let's go look. Snow, real snow. Let's turn it on. And come down here to the bottom. Real snow. Coverage 100%, height 1/4.2. And control save. And let's Q convert to mesh. Q convert to mesh. Join to that. It's all one. And now save again and add snow. It's not that complicated to mesh. Hopefully it won't take too long. It's gonna think. It's gonna keep thinking. And hopefully it won't think for too long. Looks like it's putting some on. Come on. Still thinking. Thought it was done. Now it is. Great. That's kind of neat looking. Let's see. Updating mesh. Yes, 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 yes. I think their snow texture is quite chunky too, as I recall. Come on. There we go. We got some snow on that. That's all right. I can dig on that. Yeah, that looks cool. Just gonna delete our dude now just because he's probably not gonna need to be there. Let us save. Down here. Now let's see what happens if we turn our fog back on. And our world, we go back to world. I mean, it's there. I'm not sure how much you're seeing it from this angle, but we can always zoom into it, so that's not a problem. But I like it. Let's again go back to world 1 and turn off our fog just so we're kind of here again. And let's just add a little more stuff to our scene. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Well, I'm gonna kit bash some things a little bit more full size than otherwise. So here is a landing pad. This is what I mean, like I'm not making it. I'm like, okay, fine. It's from like the Kit Bash 3D Future War set that came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Which we're gonna use a little bit more to grab some doors and stuff too, I think. Come on. Where are we at? 3 million total. We're not doing too bad. It's just loading the textures. Yep. There we go. Okay. Alt R. Yes. 7G to here. Now this sucker. 7C. Actually, let's just do B. And then C to round our edges out a little bit. Okay. SZ0. Oh, not on normal. Global. Okay, that would do it. Let's turn on proportional. Decrease it down to like 2. No, 3. I like 3. 3 will work. Okay, now we can bring this up. Okay, and it thinks some more. Come on. What mesh are you updating? All the fun. think I might turn off the snow soon. There we go. That worked. We got our landing platform. And we're going to adjust it material-wise to gray. Not rock groups gray. Metal sheeting gray. That's what I want. Yes. And here, sheeting gray. Cool. And grunge yellow, just to keep mine consistent. Cool, cool, cool. Liking it. Emissive. And let's just punch up that emission strength to like 5. I think I've got some light. And okay, and can we see it from here? Kinda. Because I'm thinking about putting snow on it. Just think that that would be kind of good in this case. Real snow, height 0.15. It's going to be less on this one, even 0.1. Coverage of 97%. Save. And let's just go to that and add snow. Do, 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 do. Excuse me. And it's thinking. This is the kind of stuff, that wasn't too bad. This is the kind of stuff where sometimes you have to really think about, excuse me, what you're going to be seeing, because sometimes it's not worth it to do otherwise. I don't like that. That's right. 100. I'll do it again. And add snow. I don't like that little metaball looking thing that it does. I think it's using metaballs, as I recall. And not every building we make in this thing is going to have snow on it, I don't think. But some will. So we're still getting that weird little metaball thing. I don't know that I care. That'd be all right, I guess. Let's see what it looks like. But yeah, like this is not a very snow-covered world, but there is some, particularly right around this volcanic activity, so we're going to put it in here. I think a lot of time it's just going to be cold with a light dusting on the ground. I have no strong interest in remaking Snowpiercer again. Twice was enough. But I do want it to look cool. So I guess if we decide Snowpiercer look cool, then come on. I swear it's these snowballs. They just take forever. But I do want to see what it looks like, and then I'm going to turn them off for the rest of our editing until we're ready to go. I just want to see it. Yeah, that works. Dig that. Okay. turn off the snow. Actually, let's go ahead and turn off the snow. There we go. Now, are we going to bother with a door? I mean, in classic movie making tradition, unless we wanted to see the side or we have to see them enter, we probably wouldn't bother with a door. It would make sense for it to be over here, but we're never going to look at it from that side because there's this, the world ends. So maybe we won't bother. But I think we do want to add maybe a power light. A little street light kind of thing. Which we could also cover with snow if we wanted to. But I don't know that we want to. Emission Atlas, what strength is it already? It's already set to 5. Okay. Well, 5 should be good. We're not trying to make that give us a lot of light, so it's just there for visualization. Where are we at? 112. We're doing good. Trying to think what other cool things we could put over here that we might want some snow on too. That tower. It is a nice tower. Over to here. It's like there. And gives us something. I don't mind that it cuts off because the world continues past what we're looking at. And sometimes it's nice to remind people of that. I think we might want something technological down here too. Even if it's just greebly bits, just something. This is not going to be a walkway because we've established that people don't walk very far in this world. And that makes sense to me. But maybe an antenna down there. I find that for me, once you establish the world rules, it gets to a point where you know what can't be there or has to be there just because of what people would do. And that is the vibe that we want to have. So there that is. Let's move it over so it's not, even though I don't think we'll notice with the fog, so it's not tangenting. Save it. And we're going to have to snow it though. I'm turning back on the snow group because it might not work without it. Okay, so let's snow this sucker. We'll save first. Add snow. That one wasn't too bad because it's pretty flat. And add snow. Also not too bad. Save. Now, for an idea for scale, we need a person. I think we're going to put a person on this rock here. Characters posed, pose to K. I haven't decided primarily on the last one, the snowsuit or the suits were red. I think this might be blue. We might use a black one here. We can always change it later, but we're still in the very early phases for me of the visual development for this planet. It could obviously be some combination of lots of different colors. They don't have to have just one. Just trying to find a relatively flat place to put him. Like that. And maybe another one over here to two people. Because that helps us establish the scale. If you have a person here and a person here, the human mind can pretty much work out everything else for the scale of the space. And yeah, let's just tweak let's get into like final scene looking a little bit more now. Photographer, focus on that guy there. And turn our fog back on. And are we ready to just hit this button here? I think we might be. Okay. Updating the meshes. We are still thinking. Again, given that the primary purpose for this one was making the lava flow, I'm super happy with how that turned out. The rest of the stuff is almost window dressing for the lava flow. And because audiences in general react better to scenes that have human stuff in it for things like this. So sometimes you need to put some people there just so you can express what your lava flow looks like. Come on, keep updating. There we go. And the world. That's right. What a world. Is he on my lava flow? Did I accidentally put the guy on the lava flow? That would be embarrassing. I think it did. Yep, I did. Dude on the lava flow. We're not having him there. Oops. Why did anyone tell me? No. Now he's a lot further away, but that'll be okay too. Um, let's see. Can I bring him down, or is he gonna lose? Am I gonna lose him in that? Let's just bring this up, then I don't have to worry about it. Level it out a little bit. Okay. Bring him over. Okay. There we go. Now that's better. Now he's not standing in our lava field. Maybe we'll change our focus to be the foreground person then. You shouldn't have to update the mesh every time. Come on. I don't know why it's doing that. I really think it's the snow, but I have to go look and see what it's doing. I bet you it's got some like displacement set. Something I'll have to check on. Because it's going to annoy me every time if I have to do this. This should not take this long. Let's see what the modifiers are. Subdiv adaptive subdivision. That's what it is. Let's see what happens if I nuke that. Guy's right next to our lava flow, but that's cool. He's like, shit, this almost hit our, antenna. Glad it didn't. House is looking cool. We could maybe bring the fog down just a touch. I like it as strong as it is, but volume, density, map range, max of 0.3. Let's see if that makes it a little less. Yeah, it's a little less. That's kind of good. I think maybe the blue's a little strong. I'm still trying to get exactly laid out how I want it to be. And that's the red one because it's the one that's scattering the red colors. So if we were to maybe make this a little less saturated, it would probably be a little less blue. Let's see. Let's see if I am correct. Oh, I only did the one snowball, didn't I? And there are 4. Yeah, turn off it there. Turn off it there. And turn off it there. Turn off the decimate too, just for right now. I can handle the polys. I can't handle rest. That helped a little. Shading, one more time. Should be faster now. Yes, see how much faster that is? Good. Okay. Turn. Which one is the top? I can never remember. Yes. That no, no, it actually is doing the other way. Okay. Undo that. Or get rid of the surface. There we go. So this one, let's bring down the saturation some. Or is it just my world? I don't think it's the world. Well, let's see. Uh, I don't think it's the world, but just getting a lot of that blue in there. But that's okay. It's actually not awful. I don't hate it. Save. It's been a while. Okay. And I mean, we really don't need that adaptive on at all. It looks fine without it. I don't super like that material though. It's a little shiny. I'm just gonna go with my own snow material, which means let's edit. And if we edit it, let's see what their material looks like. Yeah, it's all got all this. I'm sure this is really great for like up close stuff, but we're gonna nuke it all. And then Control Shift T and snow, not rocks, still in rocks. Snow, frosty snow. For it all. Yeah, cool. I'm going to get rid of the displacement on it as well. So I can displacement everywhere. Bump. See what we get if we do that. And I like that. I don't think it needs that subdivision at all. So I'm just going to get rid of it. Remember the same here. Because there's no point in making my life more complicated. Do the decimate. Let's keep it nice. Don't need it. That's looking better. Liking it on here as well. Hey, let's just add to here. Why not? I'm going to do the same thing anyway. Make sure that's. I want to just see, make sure that's snow 1, snow 3. No, okay, no, it all needs to be snow 1. So all these can be joined together, and it's all going to be snow 1. Right? No, it's the wrong snow. Hold on, no snow. New material slot. Undo, remove material slot. Yes. Snow. Which one is this? Shading. Which one did I delete? I mean, I just go back to and remake it, but no, we want snow 1. That is the one we want. We're going to call it. No, I'll call it Seth now, just so I know. Okay. Yeah, we want Seth Snow. We don't want this subsurfacey one. I mean, I know it's beautiful. It's fine. It's way more detailed than I need. So let's take this one, real snow, add a snow, get rid of these modifiers, join it with that. Let's keep all of our snow together. And get rid of that. It's all mine. Cool. Right. Well, I think that's massively overkill for this angle, but I think we'll be good for later. I think we're in good shape, folks. We're going to call this one for today. We have made our lava flow, and I like it. We've got our fog set up the way that I think looks good. We got our mountain in the background. We got our building. We got our antenna. All things are ready. So I will run off our renders and get them posted up on the socials and be back again tomorrow if you want to come hang out with me again. I really appreciate all the support. If you're watching this later, please like and subscribe. I mean, I know everyone says it, but it really is true. And yeah, have a great day or rest of your day or whatever you got going on. Okay, folks, have a good one. Bye bye.